The Vanishing Detective, Detective Sarah Bennett, was famous all over New York City for her sharp mind and keen instincts. Clients came to her to solve strange and difficult cases, and she never failed to deliver. However, one morning, city newspapers flashed the headlines: Detective Bennett mysteriously vanishes. The tale of her disappearance quickly spread, and soon everyone was asking, what happened to Detective Bennett? Sam Carter, an ambitious young journalist, saw this as his chance to shine. He decided to find out what happened to Bennett, and maybe even write the story of the year. He began by visiting Bennett's private office on Chambers Street, hoping for any clue. As Sam entered the office, he was reminded of Bennett's reputation. The small room was packed with stacks of papers, old case files, and a large bulletin board pinned with pictures and notes. It was as if the detective's mind had been mapped onto these walls. Joining him on this adventure were two of Bennett's colleagues, Detective Leo Rodriguez, who was known for his analytical mind, and Karen, the detective's sharp-witted assistant, who had studied law. They formed an uneasy alliance, bound by their shared goal: finding Sarah Bennett. The first true lead was Bennett's last case file. Karen found it on Sarah's desk, partially hidden beneath a pile of papers. It was labeled The Sunflower Puzzle. As they opened the file, they discovered a series of photographs, each showing a sunflower drawn on walls at various crime scenes. There were also notes about a potential connection between these locations. "This might be a clue," Karen exclaimed. "These aren't ordinary sunflowers." Together, the trio began to connect the dots. The files suggested that these crime scenes were all places of past robberies where the culprits were never caught. Bennett had been working to solve this tangled case and hadn't yet filed a report. The journey led them across different parts of New York: quiet streets in Brooklyn, the bustling markets of Manhattan, and the serene parks in Queens. Their first stop was the corner store in Brooklyn, where years ago, a robber escaped despite the strong security. In the shop's back room, Sam's sharp eye caught another sunflower symbol etched beneath a layer of dust. "Bennett must have been here," he said with determination. In Manhattan, they arrived at a quaint art gallery. The owner, Mrs. Anderson, recognized Bennett's photo. "Ah, Detective Bennett. She was here a few days ago," she recalled. "She asked lots of questions about our sunflower painting." The trio hovered near the painting, noting the dates and style signatures hidden within the strokes. "Maybe these paintings were messages," Leo suggested. Karen nodded, almost like a timeline or a path. Now, compelled by the thought that Detective Bennett had disappeared while chasing someone, they started to consider each sunflower to be a breadcrumb leading to the next clue. The more they found, the more they were drawn into the puzzle Bennett was solving. Clues led them to the peaceful avenues of Queens. There, in the common area of a residential building, they found the familiar sunflower mark on the mailbox. A neighbor mentioned strange visitors speaking in hushed tones, often late at night. While pondering their next step, Sam received an anonymous tip. A voice over the phone urged, "Check the old warehouse on the docks." Bennett knew there was something important there. Driven by the urgency of their mission, they made their way to the deserted warehouse by the Hudson River. The building was dark and echoed with every footstep. It was a forgotten place, its walls marked with secrets from long ago. Deep inside the warehouse, they found a room filled with equipment that hinted at the workings of an organized crime ring. More sunflower drawings were on the walls. Leo's detective training kicked in as he tapped the walls, listening for hollow points. Soon, they discovered a hidden door. With a creak, the door swung open to reveal a secret office. Inside were piles of documents and plans, along with a map of New York crisscrossed with sunflower symbols. And there, seated behind the desk, was Detective Sarah Bennett. "We found you!" Karen laughed with relief and surprise. Bennett looked up, a mix of surprise and delight washing over her. "Thank goodness you're here. I got too close and they trapped me in here when I was snooping around." With the help of her rescuers, Bennett swiftly debriefed them about the crime syndicate she had been tracking. The sunflower was their unofficial mark, signaling sites for operations and meetings. They had orchestrated petty thefts across the city without leaving recognized trails. Bennett had uncovered their plans and had been on the verge of blowing their scheme wide open when she was caught. The alarm of a car approaching reminded them they were not safe yet. Understanding they had no time to waste, they quickly gathered all the evidence, taking note of what they needed to report to the authorities. Outside the warehouse, as dawn broke over the city skyline, the four companions made their way towards safety. The morning light shone on New York, a city full of stories yet to be told, mysteries still to be solved. And Sam knew he had more than just a story on his hands. The front page would finally read, "The Vanishing Detective returns, a story of grit and tenacity." Bennett's mysterious disappearance became just another remarkable chapter in her storied career, showcasing yet again her unyielding spirit and the determination of those who sought her return.